A warm welcome to you folks. Amy Webster here with another mid-week makeup fixture to round out your Tuesday. Gold Coast Knights, they remain out front, but the margin is razor thin and every result at the top now carries weight. Brisbane City coming to this round 18 makeup fixture, still feeling the sting of that slip up against Cabalaba, and with the reality that only a win keeps their hopes of finishing first spot alive. Knights haven't been their consistent selves in recent clashes. They look to protect their lead on the ladder this evening. City expected to bring their fight to stay in the title race. Both sides all smiles and looking pretty friendly as they came out of the sheds, but this one I am sure will be nothing but when that first whistle goes to kick us off here at the Croatian Sports Centre. I'll run you through the sides, starting with our officials. Rachel Solomon refereeing this one, assisted by Jason Gardner and Jackson Wall. Our fourth official for the evening, Gabriella Lohman. For the home side, Emily Clark in between the sticks as usual. Corey Kane and Claire Farrington, the centre halves. Paige Taylor back in the starting lineup this evening. Captain Amy Morland, Robin Spilsbury, Harriet Withers, Paloma Oliveira starts in this one. Eri Takamura, Bronte Rose and Hinata Yamaguchi. Gold Coast Knights buoyed perhaps by the return of Holly Palmer to the bench this evening, but they are still without Marie Kitano and no Meg McGilligan in the side this evening either. For the visitors, Brisbane City, Keely Richards, the captain and the keeper. Ish Norrie, Sonny Franco, Charlie Gibson, Chihiro Oda, Aaliyah Davern, Jonty Fisher, Elise Franco, Steph Latham, Amali Kinsella and Anna Hirakawa. Both sides looking in pretty good spirits. A couple of youngsters on the bench for Dante Sten's side. He's been seen to give the opportunity to the youngsters in recent fixtures. So we've got Indiana Charlotte and Lacey Benson waiting in the wings for this one. And a lot on the line as we see the final makeup fixtures for both these sides. There is another fixture going on at the same time this evening, which is the round 24 makeup fixture between Gold Coast United and Sunshine Coast. So any updates that I can share from that one as they commence, I will do so. No impact on this end of the table. And no doubt all eyes will be on what will that top four look like once 90 minutes have surpassed. It's going to be Brisbane City to kick us off there in their dark away strip. This is the first time these sides have faced each other at the Croatian Sports Centre this season. Knights haven't beaten City this season, both games having been played at Spencer Park. The first one was that Foundation Cup opening fixture, round one, a Tatum Mazis goal, the only thing that could split the sides. And then in round 10, the spoils were shared. That one was a 0-0 fixture. Got Jonty Fisher trying to have her first little run on that far side and instantly coming up against Paloma Oliveira. Oliveira earning herself a start this evening in the absence of Meg McGilligan. And I would think she's pushing for a start regardless that some of the performances she's put in. Popped up off the bench to score an absolute cracker against Olympic and earn her side a point back in round 22. Gold Coast Knights just feel a little like there's been no rest for the wicked. They have had back-to-back-to-back fixtures in recent times, it seems, with their Queensland Cup run still well alive. Final, the only hurdle that awaits them, that Gold Coast derby. 1-0 was the score in the league. Gold Coast derby just on the weekend, just gone. It was Harriet Withers back on the score sheet in her return to the starting lineup. And she has just about kept her grasp on the top of the ladder for the golden boot, but it's very, very tight. Anna Salisbury bagging herself a hat-trick in that 6-1 drumming of Souths for Lions FC. So she's now lurking in the shadows on 18 in behind Harriet Withers. And for relevance this evening, Steph Latham is sitting pretty in third on 14 goals. Only 2 fixtures remain after this, but it's not, wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see the goals start to fly in. The goals were certainly hard to come by for Dante Sten's side in that 1-0 defeat to Kapalaba. Bit of a shock result in the grand scheme of things. No disrespect to Kapalaba, but Brisbane City flying high would have potentially gone into that one with their expectations a little higher. And they did have 18 shots on goal, 7 on target, but just could not find the back of the net. So I would imagine it's been a bit of a focus on the training ground in the build-up to this one. Charlie Gibson's ball falling for Oliveira. Leah Davern doing well to track back. Marley Kinsella with the throw down the line. Didn't get to Franco. Paige Taylor gets there first. Across for Oliveira. Ball chipped through for Rose. Can Rose get the end on the end of it ahead of Chihiri Oda? Oda does very well there. Plays out wide. Nice touch there from Ish Norrie. Lovely little flick on. Cut out by Paige Taylor. Jessie Rasha dropping back to the bench for this one, making way for Paige Taylor. Throw in having to be taken again. Dante Sten all rugged up on the sideline. Made the trip down to Carrara. It's a pretty decent effort for these sides with the travel they've had to put in midweek for these makeup games, so shows just how committed the players are to the cause. And Dante Sten has quite openly said he needs his players available, he needs them fit. And they've certainly brought a strong side here this evening, Brisbane City. Lovely little turn in the middle. Elise Franco just trying to dance her way around Hinata Yamaguchi. Falls for Norrie. Kinsella. Good pressure there from Paige Taylor up against Sonny Franco. Sonny Franco all over the back of Paige Taylor, but Rachel Solomon's let that go. Applause there from Glenn Boyd on the sideline. He's liking that early pressure from his side, closing down Brisbane City pretty quick. Farrington will know all too well what to expect with these City players, having been in the ranks herself not too long ago. Farrington was up against her old side in that grand final last season. Pretty action-packed grand final, only 1 goal. It was a cracker from Anna Hirakawa in the 89th minute. Farrington had been sent off in a confusing spell of the game. Norrie with the nod. Paige Taylor gets it clear. Onto Rose. Harriet Withers already with that early switch of flanks. Amy Morland picking up the loose ball before Elise Franco can get there. Given straight back though. Good high block there from Amali Kinsella. Signed partway through the season, having finished her A-League duties with Brisbane Roar. Bronte Rose trying to thread that one forward for Oliveira, but just misjudged the angle on that one and gifted it to Charlie Gibson. Franco slides it out wide for Jonty Fisher. Trying to thread that one forward for Latham to run onto. And she does go on the chase, but Farrington uses the keeper. Good pressure though up top there from Steph Latham. And back into the feet of Latham it goes. Lovely little square ball across for Norrie. Good awareness where the teammates are. Sonny Franco trying to get herself in a shooting position, and she does find the angle, but Emily Clark watched that one all the way in. It's laid off by Norrie to Davern. And Sonny Franco getting herself into that position, not troubling the keeper. Sonny Franco yet to get a goal to her name this season. 15th appearance for her this evening. Anna Hirakawa wins her side of throw. Hirakawa not too far off in terms of counting those goals for the season, sitting in 4th on 12 herself. Just takes a ball to the face there, Anna Hirakawa. Rachel Solomon straight across to have a little look and see how she's doing. Anna Hirakawa is already getting on with things. She's shaken that one off. It'll take more than that to keep the Japanese attacker down. Norrie trying to get in behind Corey Kane. Corey Kane keeping her eye on that one. Looked pretty confident that that one was going to roll through to Clark. Farrington just having a stick of boot through that one. Make sure. Brisbane City enjoying decent spell of possession in the early stages. Harriet Withers now on a run down the other end though. Can she get this one across in towards Takamura? Eri Takamura. Can't quite believe that that fell so kindly for her, and I think that's the reason there wasn't a lot of power behind the shot. Rolled all the way across Bronte Rose. It may have even been, it was Yamaguchi in the end coming in, so caught herself by surprise, finding herself in that scoring position. Hinata Yamaguchi. Paige Taylor just deflects that one off Norrie. Will be a goal kick. Hinata Yamaguchi getting player of the match in the derby in the last round. Settled in very well indeed to this Gold Coast Knights side, having signed at the start of the season. Looks like part of the furniture. Very comfortable with her teammates. Norrie Lovely ball across for Sonny Franco. Franco storming in towards the byline, cleared away. Norrie gets another crack at it. And now it is Takamura trying to run this one out. Sends it down the line for Withers to chase. And Withers up against Chihiro Oda. Out it comes for Elise Franco. Sonny Franco scrapping her way back. Bronte Rose. Down again for Withers. Withers with a little look before she sends it into the area. At the back post, Oliveira headed away. And Yamaguchi again with another effort. This time bounces off Chihiro Oda. And out it goes for a throw. Poked forward. Little back heel on from Rose to Yamaguchi. And out of Yamaguchi, just with a little bit of freedom to roam around that midfield. Oliveira falls again for Yamaguchi. Takamura has Franco in behind. Switch across all the way over the head of Sonny Franco. Paige Taylor will want to get this in before Sonny Franco gets across to her. And good pressure indeed from the number 3 for Brisbane City. Stray ball for Withers. Can Withers have a crack? She goes with the left. Oda heads it away. And Gold Coast Knights just enjoying a little spell of pressure and just forcing Brisbane City to just send it long. Norrie the highest upfield. It's a high energy start from both these sides. Spilsbury just taken out without the ball. Flynn Boyd's imaginary yellow card comes out the pocket. Rachel Solomon's actual yellow card stays in the pocket. He's going to just keep an eye on things before cautioning anyone here this evening, it seems. And Elise Franco has gone down off the ball. A little bit of treatment for Elise Franco. We'll just stall momentum here at Croatian Sports Centre. Give each side chance just to settle. A win here this evening for Gold Coast Knights opens up a 6-point lead. Eastern Suburbs, having had their 2-0 win over Sunshine Coast Wanderers, they have bounced into second place. They sit on 52 points. And Brisbane City will certainly have their eye on the prize this evening. Currently sitting in 4th spot, but a win would move them up into second with 2 games remaining. Lions FC will be the remaining team in the top 4 with a make-up game still to play. As Withers comes through. Withers, can she poke it around Richards? She can, but Richards calmly collects. Just bounced kindly behind Keely Richards. That one seemingly caught everyone off guard with the bounce. And Withers just trying to poke it around the goalkeeper. Amali Kinsella is in a good spot to protect the goal. Now the Yamaguchi. Rose ahead of her. Just fell in behind Bronte Rose, and the stretch back has sent it back the way of Brisbane City. Sonny Franco has got a rocket in her boots as she gets herself downfield quick sticks on this near side. And in the end, that has gone out for a corner kick. Quarter of an hour played here at the Croatian Sports Centre. It is very tricky to take your eye off the top 4 at this stage of the season. It's been a good battle between Gold Coast Knights, Eastern Suburbs, Lions FC and Brisbane City. Brisbane City with the corner kick. And it comes towards the penalty spot. It is headed and just wide it goes. It was a Brisbane City head. Just dropped in towards the penalty spot. It was Anna Hirakawa just down to get the head onto that one, but wide it goes. Tiani Karaluka, a forced early change for Dante Sten. Looks like Elise Franco is not able to shake off whatever niggle it is that has forced her down early in this fixture. So Tiani Karaluka, a very experienced midfielder and defender, very versatile player, Karaluka. Forward by Kinsella. Karaluka just trying to get her first touch on that and keeps momentum forward with City. Karaluka forward. Can Latham get there? Anna Hirakawa might. Cleared away it goes to Paige Taylor. Steph Latham was the player to chase. Franco with the throw. Launched into the box, Sonny Franco, clipped away Takamura. It's going to fall for Karaluka, but Knights eventually get a foot on the ball. And out it goes. Just over halfway, Brisbane City still in possession with the throw. Oliveira does well, gets the ball to her captain, Amy Morland. Heavy touch from Morland. She commits to slide that one back, but Norrie is the unintended target. Karaluka square to Kinsella. Franco crowded out a little there as Withers has dropped back to defend. City happy to go use their back line. Good head up there from Paige Taylor. Got off the ground well to cut that one out. And then in the end, Robin Spilsbury. No nonsense clearance downfield. Mary Takamura cuts that out. Oliveira and Withers ahead of her. Lovely ball through for Withers. Can Withers get there before Amali Kinsella? Kinsella gets a touch and does very well there to avoid conceding the corner. Throw in for Gold Coast Knights. Withers to Oliveira. In from Paige Taylor. Little foot in there from Oda. And Eri Takamura, Yamaguchi and Amy Morland lurking outside the area. Can't get a ball in the box. Number of these players pretty familiar with each other, courtesy of being futsal teammates at Crusaders. Oliveira, Latham, Zara Boyd and Spampiniado, to name a couple. Franco forced infield. Jonty Fisher getting into the action on that far side, fires that straight against Claire Farrington. Kinsella forward over halfway, ball forward for Latham. Corey Kane appealing for offside and does get the flag and the whistle, so Latham just crept into an offside position. As that ball came forward, just that first touch there from Amali Kinsella, taking a little bit of time there to get the ball forward, and Latham caught by that solid line. Be a good little battle down the coast over at Gold Coast United versus Sunshine Coast Wanderers. 6th versus 7 is that fixture. Sonny Franco beaten to it there by Claire Farrington. And Farrington with a skewed ball outfield. Farrington has played all 25 fixtures for Gold Coast Knights this season. Oliveira has room to run now. They'll look to her left to see if she's got support. Great ball across for Rose. Rose with the first time touch and strike. Bronte Rose opens the scoring. Oliveira's got to get some credit for the assist. What a way to make your mark early on this fixture. Soon as Oliveira found herself in space, little glance across field, Bronte Rose ready and waiting. And Bronte Rose gets her 9th of the season. I was just mentioning Claire Farrington has played the majority of the fixtures, as has Bronte Rose. It's her 25th appearance of the season this evening. 23 minutes is all she needed to make her mark. Just goes to show how dangerous it is when those little pockets of space can open up on the field. Oliveira, Withers and Rose all dangerous in those spaces for sending the ball across into those shooting positions. As we well know, Brisbane City have got a lot of tricks of their own. Sonny Franco, the latest to go down. This near side play does continue as the ball comes in towards Anna Hirakawa. Out it goes. Morland will hack it away. Charlie Gibson collect for the throw. Sonny Franco certainly looking a little worse for wear on this near side. Not looking like she can move too freely on that left knee. Oliveira, lovely ball across for Takamura, a little bit heavy in the end, allowing Marley Kinsella to come forward. Franco not able to really play a part here. She tries to get a little jog on. He's having to play pretty static, former Souths player. Little pat on the back there from Paige Taylor. Good sportsmanship there from the Knights defender. Sonny Franco suddenly seems to come back to life. Lovely ball in towards Latham, but Emily Clark, well watched, came out and claimed. Emily Clark, no doubt, will be very keen to protect that clean sheet at all costs. There's been plenty of possession and plenty of the ball in the Gold Coast Knights defensive area. This early lead is exactly what Glyn Boyd would have been hoping for. Sent forward Yamaguchi. Franco collects and will take on Withers. Little nod forward there from Oliveira, but caught by Brisbane City number 7. Chihiro Oda just catching Oliveira on the way through. Oliveira shaken that one off, but the referee has gone with a drop ball for just stopping play to check on that, with it being a potential head injury. So play has resumed. City in possession. Keely Richards was all smiles at the start of this game. Will be keen to captain her side, steady the ship, captain them to a victory. Flick on there by Oliveira, a little layoff from Morland. Invisible teammate. City back in possession with Kinsella. Franco looks to have shaken off whatever was troubling her with that left knee, which is great news. Norrie. Down the line for Franco. Norrie's done very well there. Paige Taylor has come across and been shoved out the way. Franco gets the ball across and fired over by Norrie. Norrie certainly can hit them from there, but this time just leaning back and sends that one sailing over the bar. Paige Taylor just losing her footing on the way through and then getting a final little bump from Franco, send her flying. Forward from Gibson. Anna Hirakawa causing a bit of confusion there, and it pays off for City as Norrie collects. Still 0-0. 20 kilometres down the road at Talabudgera between Gold Coast United and Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Just a reminder, that is the round 4 makeup game that had to wait to allow Gold Coast United to have their trip up to Edge Hill United and Cairns. That was where they secured their place in the Queensland Cup final to face none other than Gold Coast Knights. It'll be a spectacle and a half over at Spencer Park on the 22nd of August. So both Gold Coast sides having to travel for that fixture. United getting the victory 3-0 over a tough Edge Hill United side. Great to get an opportunity to get to know one of the regional sides and see the talent that they showcase in far north Queensland. Rose, the goal scorer. Just again, another little indication that fatigue may be setting in at the back end of the season for these sides. I've seen a couple of balls just go loose. Lack of awareness of where the teammates are, but now they do come forward again with Oliveira. This is going to fall nice for Takamura. Takamura gets the final touch on it, but can't get the power behind it, and Keely Richards can smother it in the end. Takamura saw that one spill out into her path and stretching for it again. Great covering from Amali Kinsella. Forward from Latham, nice little weighted ball through to Norrie. Nadi Yamaguchi forward for Withers. Oliveira got a little nod on that as it goes through. Oliveira beats Karaluka to it. Little back heel. Eri Takamura uses Yamaguchi. Dante Sten screaming at his side to just step and put the pressure on Knights. Corey Kane has found her way over halfway. Given away there from Sonny Franco to Oliveira. Oliveira clipped there on the way through from Charlie Gibson. Good defending there from the number 6. Anna Hirakawa. Little overlap run here from Sonny Franco. Gets inside and gets the better of Paige Taylor. Franco sends that one through and over it goes. Franco in a great position. Couldn't keep that one down to see that one sail towards the back corner of the goal. A little grunt of frustration from Sonny Franco as soon as that ball left the boot. Grounds people at the Croatian Sports Centre might have to just replace that little patch of grass under Glyn Boyd's feet. He occupies that spot pretty regularly to pace that 1 metre squared area. He's again seen to applaud his side as they put pressure on Brisbane City. Here come City again though, building from the back with Gibson. Karaluka out to Fisher. Just playing that one off. Spilsbury will be a City throw. Fisher in towards Franco. It's Norrie with a strike. And the flag is off. Norrie just arguing the point that the ball came off Corey Kane, so she couldn't have been in an offside position, but the referee and the assistant obviously saw something a little bit different. And the flag was up. Sonny Franco and Ish Norrie in the mix there, trying to force that one through and onto the goal of Emily Clark. Final 10 minutes remain here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Lovely little flick on from Withers. Paloma Oliveira again, just with a little look. She's got Paige Taylor on the overlap. Back in it goes. Paige Taylor just not with the confidence there to have a strike herself, the defender, but nice little look back inside for support from Oliveira, but kept out in the end from Brisbane City. Oliveira forward now, just taking on Chihiro Oda. Oliveira does very well there to find Withers. Withers fires that one against Amali Kinsella. Appeals of handball instantly waved away. Not too sure how much Kinsella could have done about that one. Fisher forced back. Norrie slipping as that one came into her path, allows Paige Taylor to get forward and clear. Oliveira in the battle with Charlie Gibson. And out it goes for a throw. Just down in front of the Brisbane City technical area. Karaluka just trying to keep that one down, playing to feet, but it has gone back into the air from both sides. City finally settle, and out it goes in the end. Good pressure from Rose. Less than 10 minutes of the first half ahead of us. Brisbane City, 2 wins from their last 5 outings. That 1-0 loss in the Classico for round 23. Their round 14 makeup game just before that ended in a stalemate with Gold Coast United 1-1 draw. Chihiro Oda on the scoreline on the score sheet for that one. And of course, a disappointing defeat for Dante Sten's side, 1-0 loss against Kapalaba. Brittany Lasek with the goal for Chris Shepley's side. 3 wins in 5 for Gold Coast Knights. Their only loss in the last 5 was that 3-0 loss. Heavy defeat in the grand scheme of Gold Coast Knights history. And as mentioned, their round 22 fixture against Olympic ended in a draw. They were 1-0 down before the heroics of Oliveira. Paige Taylor had to stay alert to that one as she let it run across her, but it's gone out off a City boot. Nice little flick on there by Withers. Oliveira can get there ahead of Chihiro Oda, but Aliyah Davern wins it in advance of Yamaguchi. Latham just trying to pass her way through the traffic there. Steph Latham made her 100th appearance for Brisbane City in their round 22 victory over Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Latham getting a goal on her 100th appearance from the spot. And there is the offside flag once again. This time Anna Hirakawa penalised for straying. Corey Kane's free kick cut out by Sonny Franco. Lovely footwork there. Anna Hirakawa, ball still alive here with City. Anna Hirakawa will use Kinsella. Again, strong line held there from the Gold Coast Knights defence, catching Brisbane City offside. The round 24 makeup fixture, Sunshine Coast Wanderers currently leading against Gold Coast United 2-0. Jess Doyle and late signing Ida Ackerson on the score sheet, giving them a 2-0 lead. Corey Kane and Ishnori. Ball forward from Kane, runs all the way through to Charlie Gibson. That is the first goal that Knights have managed to score against City so far this season, courtesy of Bronte Rose in the 23rd minute. Lovely assist from Paloma Oliveira. Forward from Withers, cut out there at the back by Chihiro Oda. Charlie Gibson sends it forward. Lovely feet there from Paloma Oliveira. Takamura finds Taylor on this near side. And Sonny Franco quickly across to avert any danger from that Gold Coast Knights attack. City with a corner or a throw to defend. So we slowly but surely see the clock tick down. The final minutes of the half. Taylor to Oliveira, little nod on to Eri Takamura. Takamura with the strike off the backside of Anna Hirakawa. Nari Yamaguchi does end up getting a swing at that one and drags it wide of the mark. Heavy touch there, Amali Kinsella. Luckily for her, it was also a heavy touch off Gold Coast Knights. Scrappy clearances there from Knights, just ricocheting off Franco and Latham. Sonny Franco cutting a fairly frustrated figure on the near side. Anna Hirakawa giving the ball away to Oliveira. Forward comes Yamaguchi once again. As things stand, Gold Coast Knights extending their lead at the top by 6 points. Plenty of football still ahead of us here this evening, so nothing is a done deal. Eastern Suburbs perhaps will be keeping an eye on this fixture as they found themselves back into second spot. Punched away there, Keely Richards. Good clearance in the end, Jonty Fisher, just to keep that one at bay with the incoming Bronte Rose. Spilsbury finds the feet of Oliveira. We are now into added time. Across it goes. Will it fall to Withers? Nearly does. Little miss hit. And out it goes for a throw. Little nod on again from Oliveira. Doesn't quite land for Takamura. Oliveira with some lovely touches to pick out her teammates so far this evening. Across it goes for Fisher to chase. And Farrington calmly across. Just push that one over the touchline. There will certainly be a minute or two on the clock for the injury early in the game to Elise Franco that forced an early change for Dante Sten and his coaching team to ponder, bringing on Tiana Karaluka. Latham dropping back. Lovely curled ball across from Franco for Fisher to chase, and well across this time is Bronte Rose. City just searching for the equaliser in the latter stages of this first half. Murray across, gets a lovely turn, fires it across in toward Corey Kane. And that will send us in for the half-time break. 1-0 the scoreline here to the home side, courtesy of Bronte Rose. Currently that sends Gold Coast Knights 6 points clear. So plenty for Dante Sten and his City side to talk about at half-time. Stick with us here on FQTV. We'll be back with you very shortly with the second half action.
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Future game is changing, and so it's really important for us to understand that we're not developing players for the here and now, it's for the future.
It's extremely important to have an identity as a state. There's some key characteristics that we identified as being really important to Queensland players. The first one is creative, which refers to a player's technical ability, their base level technique and their X factor qualities. Second is courageous, how players influence the game, their levels of effort, their absolute desire displayed on the pitch. And then there's competitive, so their winning mentality, and that's got nothing to do with winning games. And that's a never say die effort, which is a hallmark of Queensland players in the past. It's something we want to continue to preserve.
That sort of frames everything we look for in a Queensland player. It's really important for every fan of every club, for every member, for every player to understand what it means to be a Queenslander, lean into the nature of the Queensland spirit. I think this is the most exciting time for youth development in a long time in Australia. We've seen so many young Queenslanders move on to bigger and better things. We've seen so much national team representation, and we've seen a massive shift in terms of the focus on youth development in a professional sort of setting within the A-Leagues. So if you're a young Queenslander, it's our job at Football Queensland to ensure that we're giving every opportunity to players to reach that stage and support talent wherever it may be to reach the higher echelons of the game.
I think football was always my thing, yeah. I just loved it. I love being a part of the team and I love winning. I played for Warriors in Townsville and it was really good and I learnt a lot and I felt like I was just having fun. I was really nervous at first because I'd played against these girls all growing up. Like I'd always been in the Townsville team, they'd been in the Metro teams, and I was really nervous because I didn't know whether I was good enough or whether I was just like overreaching. With the right support and the right coaching and the right programs to be identified, like carnivals, you can definitely get spotted and you can do it. From there, it's just how much you want it, really. The Queensland State Team program has helped me believe in myself because a lot of the time when I don't believe in myself, I don't perform as well, and that's probably what's let me down. Off the field, I'd say just like becoming a better person and more mature and friendly and outgoing, and I feel like helps me bring me out of my shell, I guess, yeah. I feel really, really grateful and really honoured that I've been selected and that I've been seen and identified to be good enough to play, just to have the opportunity to play in front of national team coaches, and I just feel like super confident, super eager. It's really good to see my kind of progression from not making it at all to making it. The Queensland State Team program can really help push you into the A-League teams, the Premier League teams, the Matildas representing your country, and that's something that I aspire to do. I think just the level of coaching and the intensity and playing in a better team definitely makes you a better player, and you kind of understand what you have to do to get to that level, and it's, yeah, really good.
How do I finish this match? One straight off.
Welcome back to the second half coverage for this round 18 makeup fixture. Both sides back out and eager to get underway. The unusual scenario of waiting for the officials. It's both sides just been keeping warm. And here is Rachel Solomon. Ball in hand, 1-0 the scoreline. The home side with the advantage, courtesy of Bronte Rose. That does see them set their sights firmly on that top spot. Going into the final couple of games of the season. But what will the next 45 have in store for us here, folks, as Brisbane City look to reduce the deficit, and ideally they will be keen to go home with all the points as they head back up north late on this Tuesday evening. Getting forward early here, Steph Latham on the attack, fires that one against Claire Farrington. Sonny Franco still out there for Dante Sten's side, was moving a little gingerly on that left leg for a period of the first half. Looked to have shaken it off and then perhaps a little troubled by it again in the latter stages, but positive news for Brisbane City. They avoid any further casualties. Elise Franco having made way for Tiani Karaluka early in the first half. Played away by Yamaguchi in the middle. Gibson touches that one forward to Anna Hirakawa. Gibson gets it back, has Jonty Fisher to her right, just dropping into that right back spot. Lovely movement there from Jonty Fisher, gets it back. And we'll get there ahead of Farrington. Ball over the top, too long for Aaliyah Davern or Steph Latham. Jonty Fisher, another with the freedom just to roam around in the way that Dante Sten likes to set up his side. We'll see her in that right back position, right wing, threading through the middle and switching around as she sees fit to create the chances, no doubt. Charlie Gibson currently settled in that back line, but another player who isn't afraid of going on a run. Particularly remember seeing her bombing up that right flank in the grand final last year. Steph Latham makes her way down that left edge of the 18-yard box. Crowded out in the end. Franco has the ball stolen from Withers. Latham can come forward again, up against Morland. Latham gets one into the area. Karaluka can't get there. And out it comes for Davern with the shot. Wide it goes. Little thumbs up there from Jonty Fisher. Likes what she's seen there from Aaliyah Davern. Being on the score sheet herself in recent fixtures, Aaliyah Davern in round 20 against Souths and versus Olympic in round 24. Flick forward by Spilsbury, sees that ball in a dangerous spot. Latham sliding in. And Emily Clark gets down to collect, but it was a little bit sloppy at the back there from Knights. Good header from Gibson, forward it goes. Latham with a little attempt at the back heel flick, comes back the way of Knights, and Oliveira's got her own little back heel, does find Morland. First time pass across from Rose. Takamura will bring it inside. Takamura on the left. Eri Takamura forces the save. Withers will get there. And Rose will want to send this one back across. Good chance there from Knights. Yamaguchi can't get the ball through. There's a cracking opportunity there from Eri Takamura. Good save from the quality of Keely Richards. Paige Taylor now striding forward. Goes down in the area. Referee waves it away. Paige Taylor back to her feet pretty quickly. And a couple of runs forward into the box from that right back position. Paige Taylor. Leah Davern tussling there with Paloma Oliveira. Little flick on there from Withers, rolls out for a goal kick. Little ask of the official as whether there was a touch on it from Amala Kinsella. It's like a fairly amicable conversation between the two. Oliveira inwards towards Eri Takamura, has Withers ahead of her. Oliveira to the left. Takamura with a strike again! And Keely Richards does get gloves to it once again. Somehow seems to have given herself a bit of a knock in proceedings, but she's underway. I'm not quite sure what she did to herself there, but she seems to be all good. Withers flicks on to Oliveira. Oliveira in a shooting position. Paloma Oliveira with the strike! Paloma Oliveira does it again! She has popped up with some special goals this season for Glyn Boyd's side. And that one, lovely touch through from Withers. Oliveira full of the confidence. And in off the post. What a beauty from Paloma Oliveira, getting herself a start in Glyn Boyd's side this evening, and extends her side's lead with an absolute cracker. Brisbane City with work to do going in at half-time. The task has just become somewhat bigger. Not endangering that fourth spot, but just in terms of the task of wanting to climb further on the ladder. As things stand, they are sitting on 49 points behind Lions on 51. As Franco goes crashing into the Knights bench. Lions FC sitting in third. It wasn't so long ago that we were talking of Lions having to keep a little glance over their shoulder for the chase of Olympic. They have had 6 wins on the bounce under the guidance of Nick Whiteside, who is a very happy coach indeed. Seeing his side band together and by all accounts just having an absolute ball as they play their football in this 2026 campaign. Corey Kane stands strong up against Steph Latham. Wins her side the throw. Hinata Yamaguchi absolutely wiped out on the touchline as Knights were advancing, so Withers stopped in her tracks. As the referee brings that one back for the free kick. Kane across to take, fires that one into the 18-yard area, nodded away by Anna Hirakawa. Just allows Knights to edge themselves a little further up the field. This time Taylor with the throw, Oliveira happy to give it back. Norrie sending that one forward for Fisher. She's got the pace to get forward, Jonty Fisher. Karaluka. Sonny Franco just holding on there to Eri Takamura. Free kick to Gold Coast Knights. Spilsbury striding forward. Rose, first time ball in towards Oliveira. All important head there from Charlie Gibson. Takes it out of the path of Paloma Oliveira. Turn. Norrie tries to thread that one forward to Fisher, has to put on the brakes as she sees that ball fall for Farrington instead. Morland now strides forward, slots that one through for Withers. Withers with a left foot strike, and to the left of the upright it goes. A little wave from Oliveira. She's making the run in, but I would make a guess that may have been shot there from Withers. A little look at where Keely Richards was, just near that near post. Norrie just catching that one on the hand on the way through. Brisbane City come out pretty quickly at half time, but that Paloma Oliveira goal around the 53rd minute has just shifted things a little more in favour momentum wise for Knights at the moment. Farrington will take the throw, the free kick on the near side. In it goes from Claire Farrington, and Keely Richards does very well. Comes across and collects. Good pressure there. Farrington, Fisher quite rightly gets her side the throwback, which Charlie Gibson will take. Nice touch there from Anna Hirakawa, but Eri Takamura got there first. Anna Hirakawa wins it back. Nice turn from Steph Latham. Ball through for Hirakawa to chase. Good attacking pressure there from Brisbane City. Fisher in toward Latham. Hinada Yamaguchi coming across to clear. Another throw here for City. Bang on the hour mark. Lovely turn from Steph Latham. Sends that one across in towards Franco. Taylor, can she get there first? She does and clears well. Withers dispossessed by Amali Kinsella. Norrie trying to go on the turn. And that's just not getting the numbers forward. Have to sustain a little bit more pressure here from Brisbane City. Takamura stays strong, holds possession. 1-2 touch football there with Paloma Oliveira. Takamura around the corner for Withers. Withers with a little look, sends it into the middle for Rose. Can't quite connect. Is anyone running in for Knights? Not before Latham can get there. Tiani Karaluka will send that clear out wide for Franco. Good pressure again on the near side from Knights. Dante Sten has seen enough and he wants to make a couple of changes, so it's going to be Mia Green to come on. Sonny Franco making way. That may potentially push Kinsella up on the left. Fisher will also make way, and it will be Chloe Dale who will come on for her 15th appearance of the season. Double change there from Dante Sten. And Chloe Dale's just come across and slotted into that right side position. Oliveira and Takamura for Knights, put through for Rose. Back it goes first time. Takamura just losing her footing under pressure there from Tiani Karaluka. Forward by Kane. Withers sends that forward. Knights just looking a little more comfortable now. They've got that 2-goal cushion. Across it comes. Oliveira gets ahead to it. And over it goes. Paloma Oliveira getting herself into a good spot, but couldn't keep that one down. There's Paige Taylor with the ball in. Withers gets the free kick. Amali Kinsella with the little tug there on Harriet Withers. Anna Hirakawa playing the ball off Paige Taylor. No corner. Knights appealing for the free kick. Brisbane City just getting on with things. Karaluka with the strike. And Clark saves and collects. Warland. Farrington continues her run, sends that into Oliveira. Farrington wants it back, little far out wide for Farrington to connect with. Knight still in possession. Farrington stayed forward. She's keen to get involved in the attacking action, Claire Farrington, but given away to Mia Green. Latham holding that up well, dropping deep. Send Kinsella forward. Harriet Withers tracking back once again. See that pretty regularly throughout the season from both sides. Bronte Rose and Harriet Withers always happy to track back and get involved in the defending. Steph Latham just dropping back a little more in this spell of play, just trying to steer the ship, the experienced attacker. Anna Hirakawa caught offside. Knights once again with a very disciplined back line. Sunshine Coast have extended their lead 3-0. They are up against Gold Coast United, courtesy of a Macy Edward penalty in that fixture on the 51st minute. Capalaba potentially keep an eye on that one, as they would have been hoping to see Sunshine Coast Wanderers drop points as they try to climb out of that relegation playoff spot. Things stand, Capalaba FC sitting in 8th, 4 points behind Sunshine Coast Wanderers. So we are all well aware there are only 2 regular fixtures remaining in the season following the round 25 weekend that has just come and gone. For Gold Coast Knights, they host Eastern Suburbs for their round 26 fixture before travelling up the coast to play their final fixture of the season against Sunshine Coast Wanderers. For Brisbane City, they travel to Nudgee Recreation Reserve to play QAS, and then back on the road, back down this way to Talabudra this next time to finish their fixtures against Gold Coast United. Bronte Rose, formerly of Gold Coast United, getting forward, left boot shot, and into the gloves it goes. Bronte Rose trying to grab her second of the night. A little bit tame on that occasion from the winger. Kinsella gets her side of goal kick. Again, Harriet Withers, little look to the official thinking that was perhaps going to be a corner kick. Kinsella doing very well there. Shield the ball and avoid allowing it to clip her on the way through. Unsurprising with the experience of Amali Kinsella. She was a deadline day signing for Dante Sten's side. It's taken part in a number of the young Matildas camps. It's in the squad for the under-20 Matildas side for the Asian Cup qualifications last year. Yuri Takamura somehow connecting with that one with her leg around the side of Tiani Karaluka, but Norrie comes and clears that up for City. Norrie will get it back, continue her run, also formerly of Brisbane Roar. Norrie was Brisbane Roar skipper before taking a season's break. Anna Hirakawa, can she thread this one through? She's got Latham ahead of her. She stalled a little and allowed Corey Kane to get in a good spot. And Corey Kane, down under the pressure there, gets her side a free kick. 20 minutes remain down here in Carrara. Forward by Kane it goes. So a win here would see Gold Coast Knights 6 points on Eastern Suburbs, and 6 points are all that remain in the final two fixtures. And you would have to think that this would be one hand on the trophy for Gold Coast Knights here this evening if they can get the win. Got a very impressive goal difference. The goal difference currently standing at 52, with 71 scored, 19 conceded. Lions FC, pretty impressive goals for, with theirs looking at theirs sitting at 61, but it's the 22 conceded that reduces their difference slightly. Amy Morland making way, and it will be Holly Palmer back in action. Hasn't played since round 20. So Holly Palmer, plenty of encouragement from the sidelines for Holly Palmer, joined last year from Perth Glory. Slots into that midfield spot. And her 14th appearance of the season, Holly Palmer, so a little spell of absence. Great to see her back in action this evening for the next just short of 20 minutes. Withers forward now. Withers has a crack. Plays that one straight off Mia Green. Keely Richards' body language just looking a little disgruntled with how things are going at the moment for her side. Took on the captain armband this season, Keely Richards. Withers sends it in long. Corey Kane gets the nod, and Bronte Rose connects with it but sends it over. And Richards keen to get things underway quickly. Gets things forward with Mia Green. Little flick on, sees Kinsella have a run down that side, sends it into the path of Spilsbury. Amy Morland's had a fairly consistent season. She's a pretty solid presence in the middle of the park, just commanding and putting in a decent captain performance week in, week out. Had a little spell out herself for a rib injury partway through the season. I believe has knocked over a triathlon or two amongst all of the action as well. So pretty busy season for the skipper. Doing her best to keep herself fit through those Little niggles aside. Nothing doing from that throw-in for Brisbane City. Gold Coast Knights will get us back underway with a goal kick. That gap between Sunshine Coast Wanderers and Kapalaba, if Sunshine Coast Wanderers can hold on to their lead, will be a 4-point gap between 7th and 8th. Olympic FC had a pretty decent crack at trying to break into the top 4 throughout their campaign, but just a mixed bag of results along the way have seen them 12 points behind Brisbane City. A great campaign in their first back in the NPLW. Dom Spampignato just getting herself warmed up on the touchline for Glyn Boyd. Maybe getting on for 15 or so minutes herself. Palmer. Taylor picks that one up. Oliveira with a little juggle, taking on Aaliyah Davern. Not shy of having a run one-on-one at players. Paloma Oliveira goes down. And will get the free kick. Leah Davern across, just to give Oliveira a little pat of apology there, so potentially just a little clip on the way through. Referee or assistant took their time making the decision, but in the end we do have Harriet Withers standing over the ball for a Gold Coast Knights free kick. Holly Palmer, Paige Taylor lurking on the edge of the area. And it goes from Withers, Rose at the back. Watched that and let it bounce a couple of times, sends it back in, and Farrington with the final touch. Behind it goes. Oliveira steals it. Oliveira, Takamura, Eri Takamura through to Oliveira. Paloma Oliveira trying to return the favour. Gold Coast Knights trying to pass it into the goal. And Withers gets another corner for her side. Oliveira and Takamura just comparing notes there. I think it was expected that Oliveira would strike that one, and that will be the final bit of action there for Paloma Oliveira. And it will be Dom Spampignato and Jessie Rashat also on for Hinata Yamaguchi. A little bit of height there in the mix with Jessie Rashat for Harriet Withers to aim for. Withers goes short, finds Palmer lurking on the edge. Palmer back to Taylor. Taylor sends it in. Lovely little nod on. Appeals for handball. Takamura trying to nod that one back through to Rashat. Spampignato comes through. It's scrappy in the area. Withers with a go from distance. Falls for Rose. And Kane was just winding up for the strike, but Rose has clipped Gibson on the way through, so it will be a City throw. We're going to see another change, this time Halia Davern making way. And it is going to be Lacey Benson. And Indiana Charlotte coming on for Dante Sten's side. So those two youngsters that we mentioned, Lacey Benson, 16 years of age, came on last round versus Kapalabar, came off the bench. Lacey Benson, formerly of MA Olympic up in Townsville. So Dante Sten, again, giving the youngsters a chance to just come and get some experience with the senior side. He's certainly spoken strongly about being keen to progress the youngsters and get the side ready for the future. Ball in there from Chloe Dale, cut out. Palmer will get forward. She's got Spampiniado to her right. Palmer just dragging herself out wide as she waits for a little bit of support. Not in too much of a hurry given the 2-goal advantage. Kinsella with the clearance. Good pressure there from Farrington and Spampiniado. Good feet from the futsal player Spampiniado. She's pretty tricky in the futsal arena. Corey Kane to just have a bit of a stretch there to get that one out of the path of the incoming Steph Latham. Chloe Dale goes for the second header, beaten to it by Farrington. So defeat here for Brisbane City sees their ceiling set at 55 points should they get 2 more wins on the board. Knights looking to have notched up their 18th win of the season should they hold out for the final 7 minutes. Robin Spilsbury got that one absolutely hammered into her chest. Just took the wind out of her sails there, Robin Spilsbury. Slowly but surely is back to her feet. So we just take the opportunity to have a little check on that 6th versus 7th. That is still sitting at 3-0 for the away side. Sunshine Coast Wanderers looking set for their 9th victory of the season. They will play Lions on Friday night over at Luxury Paint Stadium. So the later of the kickoffs for Sunshine Coast Wanderers, 8:30 p.m. give them a chance to travel down to Brisbane. All of the other fixtures will be 7:30 kickoffs, I believe, on Friday evening for the NPLW. So plenty of action still to look forward to as we head steadily towards Spencer Park on that weekend. Saturday, the 12th of September, will be the grand finals. Emily Clark just sending that one into the forest. Kinsella sends that one in over the top of Dale. Down the line from Gibson in towards the former Lions junior Chloe Dale. Plenty of chatter out there on the field from the experienced City players as they just guide their youngsters through the final stages of this fixture. Friday night football ahead of us. QAS will host Brisbane City. Gold Coast Knights will have a top of the table clash against Eastern Suburbs. Olympic FC host South Strikers. Gold Coast United welcome Kapalaba FC, and we'll round out round 26 with Lions FC welcoming Sunshine Coast Wanderers to Luxury Paint Stadium. Following that, round 27 will be played on Saturday the 15th of August, every fixture at 6:30 p.m. So make sure you join us then, folks, here on FQTV as we keep our eye firmly on those top four, see where they finish in terms of their home game advantage in that finals series. Withers across. Dom Spampignato on the chase. And Gibson has put in a solid shift at the back as usual, Charlie Gibson. Spampignato with the turn, out it goes towards Withers. Kane gets there first. Farrington in a battle with Norrie. Spampignato, lovely little bring down on the chest. Karaluka equal to it. Across it comes for Dale. Into the last of the 90 we go. Chloe Dale sends that one in, collected by Emily Clark. It's not quite happening here tonight for Brisbane City as they face back-to-back defeats. As mentioned in that round 25 fixture, they were not short on attempts on goal nor were they short of attempts on target. Neither have seemed likely here this evening for Dante Sten's side. No clear-cut chances for Brisbane City in terms of shots on goal. They've had plenty of spells of possession, some good passes around the park. Just the finish in the final third that has let them down here this evening. Gold Coast Knights finding the back of the net on 2 occasions. And here they have another spell of attack with a corner. Palmer collects that and stays in an onside position, wants to keep that in the corner. It's never a favourable option for the side chasing the lead, and often does run the risk of a little bit of a ruckus in the corner as the frustrated side come through to try and just clear them away from danger. And Mia Green gives away the corner, much to the dismay of Keely Richards, who is appealing for the goal kick. Knights again happy to just keep possession out there in the corner, out by the touchline. Farrington, Takamura back to Withers, where it all started, and does concede the throw into the third of added time. Holly Palmer forward it goes to Withers. Again, Withers happy just to collect and keep it in the corner. Frustrating end to the game here for Brisbane City. They just have to somewhat observe the leaders. Little miss hit there from Kane. Does get the opportunity for a second chop at it. There's no Brisbane City players advancing far enough to put pressure on. Palmer forward now. Happily just roll that one around the side of Kinsella. Richards eager to still see her side throw some energy into this one. And that'll do it, folks. Too big an ask here this evening for Brisbane City. Gold Coast Knights extend their lead at the top of the table by 6 points. Much needed victory for them, having been a little inconsistent in recent games, but they've got a bit of breathing room at the top now. But for Dante Sten's side, that is back-to-back defeats. And that is all we have time for here on this Tuesday evening. We'll be back with you on Friday evening as promised, where we'll turn our attention to those round 26 fixtures. It's been a pleasure as usual. I'll be back on the airwaves on those Friday evening fixtures. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week.
How many have you got? 3. David, do you want to kick that one? Oh, woohoo!